Welcome to the fifth of these short devotionals. Today we're back in my car, but we're not in the garage because it is far too beautiful outside to be inside on a day like this. So I've taken you along to one of my favorite spots in the county, a little backcountry road where I like to drive with the windows and sunroof open and just behold all that God has made. You may have noticed that despite a terrifying pandemic in our world, spring has sprung in the Brazos Valley. Trees are putting on new leaves. The fields are full of wildflowers. The birds are singing today. It is like the opening montage in The Sound of Music. Apart from the mountains, we don't have any of those, but it still is a really beautiful day outside today. All of this beauty reminds me of a passage in First Chronicles. It's not a book we read very often, but it's a great book, and it says in chapter 16, "Let the heavens be glad and let the earth rejoice. Let them say among the nations, the Lord reigns. Let the sea roar and all that fills it. Let the field exult and everything in it. Then shall the trees of the forest sing for joy before the Lord, for he comes to judge the earth. Oh, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, for his steadfast love endures forever." There is so much change and uncertainty and anxiety in our world right now because of the coronavirus. It feels like the ground is shifting under our feet. There's so many things that we could count on, like jobs and toilet paper being on the shelves at HEB, and our kids being in school right now, and all of that is being stripped away. And yet out here you look around and you realize these oak trees do not give a rip about the coronavirus. Neither do those Indian paintbrushes right there or the birds that are singing right outside the window. They are as beautiful and as lovely as ever. Day and night keep coming as regularly as they ever do. I looked up in the sky last night and the moon was still there, as graceful as ever. The sun is shining today. It is warm. It is bright. The wind is stirring. The leaves are dancing. The clouds are drifting as beautifully as they ever have. And that stability in creation gives me peace at a time that the world and life seems so uncertain and so scary. I find great peace in seeing that God still reigns over this wonderful, beautiful universe. I still see his wisdom in creation displayed day after day, especially on days like this. And so I encourage you to maybe take a little break from the internet. Now, I know it's kind of ironic I'm sending you this over the internet, but put the screen away for a little while and go for a walk outside and behold creation singing the praises of its creator. If you're like me, maybe get in your car and go for a drive for a little bit. That's my happy place. Find a road where the trees are heavy laden with new foliage. They're hanging over the road and you're driving through sunlight that's dappled. I love that. Find where the wildflowers grow. If you're like my wife, Julie, who loves to garden, this is a wonderful time to plant. On days like today, she loves to be out tending the roses, and just like the oak trees, the roses don't care at all about this virus. They're as prolific as ever. And so find your place where you can see how beautiful God's creation is. I'm reminded of the words of Jesus in Matthew chapter 6. He says, think about how the flowers of the field grow, just like today. They do not work or spin, and yet I tell you that not even Solomon in all of his glory was clothed like one of these. And if this is how God clothes the wild grass, which is here today and tomorrow is tossed in the fire to heat the oven, won't he clothe you even more? Go outside and sit in creation and just let it speak to you for a little bit. Let the world that God has made remind you of how powerful and wise and good and loving he is. You will see in creation that he is faithful. Spring has sprung in College Station, so go outside and look at the wonder of God's creation on display. It'll be good for your soul. So till next time, in the car or minivan or garage, wherever I'll be, grace and peace to you.